Number 2, Ashlyn Olsen. Number 4, Harper Olsen. And on the mound for your Watchdogs, number 28, Riley Lorbeck. The Watchdogs are coached by Sidney Nelson, Tourney Lorbeck, Michelle Merrigan, and Mr. Matt Soro. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play ball!
Right, Cossack Crazies. It has been a fun day down at Beresford. We have had all sorts of, fun softball games just as far as what I've been trying to do. It's been a little bit tough. Not a lot of power in the new area over there. I'm sure next year they'll have it, but we are on the old field today, the home of the Beresford Watchdogs. And our Sioux Valley softball team is going to play for a Big East tournament conference championship right now. It was so late by my iPad finally getting connected here that we are going to roll right into this. Sioux Valley is going to be the away team. Beresford is the top seed in this tournament, so this is a 1-2 matchup as far as the conference seeds go. And first up for Sioux Valley, right in front of us, Cassidy Smith. Cassidy Smith, number 12. She is our first baseman today. We'll get through a lot of these sponsors here. And that is going to be a line shot right down the line. Kind of a golf slice shot right there, but it counts. And the Sioux Valley Cossacks, one pitch to get one hit going. Next up for the Sioux Valley Cossacks, batting second, this is number 10, Zoe Hempstead, the right fielder. Should be a lot of fun here. That is fouled off the fence line of the Sioux Valley Cossacks there in the dugout. Sioux Valley's had a good day already today. It's been a great day at the plate to advance to this. It's wins over Chester and Howard earlier today. Howard, they dispatched 7-0. And that Chester game that just ended about a half hour ago, maybe 45 minutes ago, was a 10-5 victory over Chester. Second time they beat Chester this season, and Chester, one of the better teams in Class B softball, expecting to go deep into their playoff run as well. So it was a good 2 wins. Leads us into a championship game against Beresford, the host. The Watchdogs, a quality softball team as well this season, and the number 1 seed in the Big East. Sioux Valley comes into this matchup as the 2. Zoe Hempstead now 1-2. That will foul back into the fence behind here. A lot of poles on the on the fence line here, so just kind of tried to find a spot that was actually going to work. So hopefully you don't mind too many poles being in the way, and that's going to be Hempstead swinging through that. But with the person on first, she can't try to yeah, first place is occupied, so it's officially a steal by Cassidy Smith, who rolls down to second, but the strikeout by Zoe Hempstead gets 1 out for Sioux Valley, and that'll bring up the 3rd hitter in the lineup. This is Morgan Lemmy, number 10. She is our right fielder for this championship match. Sent right down the line. That'll be foul ball just wide of third base. Just a little bit ahead of that pitch right there. This will give me an opportunity. Everything we do here at Sauls Media brought to us by exclusive presenter Bankstar Financial. Thank you for being a sponsor of Sioux Valley Softball, Sioux Valley Athletics, and the Sauls Media broadcasts. Bankstar Financial. Bank on the bright side. Looking through the rest of our sponsors as we roll through this match, since I haven't been able to really thank them all day because we didn't have any power at the newer fields of Flex. But now we're on the old school, the Watchdog home. And that is a strike on the outside corner, and that'll be another strikeout for Beresford pitcher. That is Riley Lorvik. So 2 strikeouts here in the first inning. Gasty Smith still at second base, and this will bring up the cleanup hitter, Amelia Jacobson Mia. She is our catcher for the 3rd time today. Fouls that off straight back. Got a couple of the Sioux Valley faithful in the front row here to jump on that. It is a little breezy out here, so sorry about what's rolling through the microphone there. That will be fouled straight back as well. Tamia here with 2 outs. Sorry. I'm trying to update everything. So Amelia Jacobson, catcher, down 0-2. And she will send that foul down the first baseline, just wide though. Stays alive in the at bat. Lorvik gets her sign, fires outside, 1-2 now. Good eye by Mia. One and two now. Here's the delivery. And Mia swings through that. So 3 strikeouts in a row, and that'll end the Sioux Valley side of the first. Beresford coming to bat. Do some resetting here and try to get into some sponsors as well. Beresford coming up, and it's no score here as we move to the bottom of the first. Other sponsors we get to thank today: Bell Brands, my employer, and also a big sponsor of everything I'm doing here. They don't mind being a fan of Sioux Valley Athletics either, so they were more than willing to be a part of this and help me out a little bit. Bell Brands, the makers of the mini baby bells, the snack cheese of champions. Thank you, Bell Brands, for being a sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and these Sauls Media broadcasts. Starting lineups, we really didn't get through them. Casty Smith, Zoe Hemstead, Morgan Lemmy, and Amelia Jacobson. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th hitter today, McKinley Schwab. Batting in the 6th hole, Savannah Guthmiller, our shortstop. Batting 7th, Audrey Morano. She's a designated player. Batting 8th, Abby Axtell. That is our 3rd baseman today. Batting 9th, Ella Jacobson. She'll be playing center field. And J.C. Olson, flex player today. And she's playing left field. That is our starting lineup, spot to us by CC's Bar and Grill. A fantastic spot in downtown Volga. Amazing Chislik burgers, chicken, and more. Try the bucket of ball. They also have the event space, so if you have a party going on, a retirement party, graduation, wedding, whatever it might be, contact the Craddock family, and they will try to help set you up in the banquet area there. CC's Bar and Grill, a fantastic sponsor of everything we do here on Sauls Media, and a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics. GP Auto, Grant Peterson and friends, they'll get you back on the road. They are a great repair shop on the east side of Brookings out by Dektronics. Repair, oil changes, whatever you need with your car, they'll get you back on the road. So thank you to GP for being a sponsor of everything we do here on Sauls Media and the Sioux Valley Athletics. We'll get through the rest of the sponsors as we roll through this. You can also see some of the sponsors rolling on the screen there as well. So thank you to everyone who's put this softball season together, the Sioux Valley Athletics season together. Today is another day where we get to celebrate these fantastic student athletes. Sioux Valley still in line to be hosting a SODAC 16 matchup on Tuesday, but trying to add a Big East Conference Tournament Championship to their resume. Reese Olson, the leadoff hitter for the Watchdogs. She will fire that right pass. Guthmiller at short. Into center field. She's going to try to stretch that into 2, and she will make it there. So first pitch gets lined into left center. She works that into a double. And that'll bring up the second hitter of the lineup, Tevin Valder. left fielder for the Watchdogs. Beresford had a big win in the semifinal matchup over McCook Central Montrose, just as we were walking a grand slam. I'm not sure which player hit that, but cleared that left field fence fairly easily, so a big shot with the bases loaded. Kind of fun to see that. That pitch goes to the backstop. That will allow Reese Olson to move up to third. So 2-0 to Valder. McKinley Schwab, our pitcher for the championship bet. There's a bunt down. Schwab is the runner on third into a pickle. Now we've got the runner on first base in a pickle as well, trying to get a double play out of this. And there's the tag, and is out at second base. Got him downs. Reese Olson, 1-5 put out for the first one, and Tavin Valder trying to sneak over to second base is still down as he slid into second. Now she's slowly getting up. Slowly working her way up. It was a hard slide, hard tag. But that would be 1, 5, 3, 6 put out. Now she's up. Walking a lily there. Hard slide in a second, hard tag as well, but the Sioux Valley Cossacks find a way to get both the runners in rundowns and got them both. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the first after a crazy couple of pickles. So with that, Tavin Valder has made it back to the dugout. We are ready to go again, and this will bring up the third hitter in the Watchdogs lineup. This is Keely Merrigan. She is the shortstop for the Watchdogs. McKinley now pitching with 2 outs. Going to be a little bit low. Trying to stop some of that breeze from getting through there. There's a swing and a miss. Good pitch by McKinley. I'll make count 1-1 to the third hitter in lineup. This is Keely Merrigan. Still not sure if I'm stopping all that breeze. I can still hear it rolling through there, and that is going to be just inside. 2-1 now. No, we may have to switch our linker in between innings here. Schwab fires just outside. 3-1 now. Schwab had a great pitching performance in the semifinal matchup just about an hour ago. That is hit wide, foul ball. Now a 3-2 count for Merrigan, but Schwab able to sit down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts in 5 innings. All these games they have been 5 innings unless you can run rule somebody, but that is fouled straight back. Kids will be running for that. Keeps the count full. Merrigan battling with Schwab here. Sioux Valley opened up the day with a big win. Just got a big win over one of the better teams in Class B, Chester, the Flyers. And that is on the outside corner. That'll be a strikeout to end the first. Great pitch right there. Schwab's been firing it all day. So that'll bring us to the Sioux Valley side. I'm going to do one thing with my headset here, and just hang with me a second. Turn that around and see if we can't keep the breeze out of my microphone so you don't have to hear the whistling going through. A good first inning for the Sioux Valley Cossacks. You know, one runner gets on. It was a bunt attempt fielded by Schwab right in front of the pitching rubber. And she got the runner on third base into a pickle, the tag out there, and then they caught the bunter trying to get to second base on the pickle idea. It ended up getting both runners in those rundowns. So McKinley Schwab, after another strikeout on the mound, will come to the plate. She is the 5-hitter lineup for the Cossacks today. And I don't think there's any way I can keep the wind out of that microphone. It's just going to be rattling through there. Pitch on the outside corner, 1-1 now. Schwab will wait for it. There's a tag, and that's going to be drifting foul just outside that right field line. 1-2 now for Schwab. Mick, as I'm told, sixer for the number that she wears. Seems I called her Smoke for how hard she was throwing those pitches in the second game today. That's outside, 2-2. So McKinley Schwab, the 8th grader. Strong arm, good bat, bright future for this Sioux Valley Cossack. She'll take a stat, and that's going to go foul out of play. 2-2 still.
I have the ball. I have the ball.
That is going to be fouled into the backstop. Still 2-2. McKinley battling here. And McKinley will swing through that. So we start the second inning. Strikeout in a row for Lorvik. So with one out, Savannah Guthmiller will come to the plate. She's had a great day at the plate in the first 2 games today. Single, double, and a home run in the semifinal matchup against Chester. There is a foul down the third base line, and it'll drop without a problem there. She came 1 for 3 with a strikeout against Howard, but it was a big game against Chester when they absolutely needed her. Savannah with a 2-run shot in the 4th inning to add more to that that lead. A bounce, 1-1 now for Vanna. Lorvik gets her sign. She will deliver inside on that. 2-1 now. Good eye by Vanna. There's a big shot foul into the cars. I didn't hear anything break over there. It's a small parking lot just to my right, behind that Sioux Valley dugout to my right. That went straight into the cars there. 2-2 now for Guthmiller. Vanna battling with Lorvik. Shot right up the middle. That'll get into center field. Good base hit for Savannah Guthmiller. And the Cossacks are in business. With one out here in the second inning. Good single by Savannah. That'll bring up our designated player, Audrey Morano, number 31. Audrey's had a fun day today as well. That game against Chester, she had a triple, a single, scored twice. She struck out once, but it was a drop by the catcher, so she still got to first base by beating the throw. Swings through that first pitch there, 0-1 to Morano. The game against Howard, she had a double, a walk, and did the same thing. A strikeout officially, but it was dropped by the catcher, and then she was still able to get to first. She scored twice against Howard early this morning, and was reading the wrong line. Sorry. A couple of outs in that game. I was reading the wrong line there. Sorry. 2-1 now. 1 out here in the top of the second. Guthmiller on first. Morano, they have a line drive right into right field. That's fielded by the right fielder, and Guthmiller's going to jet all the way over to third base. So runners on first and third with 1 out. Good hit by Morano. And that'll bring up the third baseman, the 8 hitter in the lineup, Abby Axtell, the Axe. Runners on first and third now. 1 out. Good opportunity for the Cossacks. They've been taking advantage of opportunities all day. They had runners in good spots against Howard the first game today. Took advantage of those spots. Morano is going to jet up to second base, so a stolen base on the 1-0 count. So now runners in scoring position, second and third for the Axe. Should watch that outside. 2-1. 2-0, sorry. Abby with a triple or single. And 2 walks against Howard earlier today. So a fun day at the plate for Abby Axtell. She was also our winning pitcher of the matchup against Howard, the first game of the day at 10 a.m. today. Axe swings through that. 2-2 now. And swings through that. Another strikeout for Lorvik. 2 outs now. Still runners on second and third, and this will be the 9th hitter in the lineup. Ella Jacobson, number 14. She is our center fielder today. Ella, in the last game against Chester, had a single and a couple of outs, but she did score a run as well. Ella trying to build on that. Watches that outside, 1-0. Ella, in the first game against Howard, had a ground out to first base and a strikeout, so she does have 1 hit on the day. Hit here would be big. There's fouled off down the Sioux Valley side. 1-1 now. Good opportunity here with 2 runners in scoring position. Ella can get the Cossacks on the board. That is going to bounce to the plate. Good stop by the catcher. That's Harper Olson for the Watchdogs. Good stop there to save a run from coming in. 2-1 now. Ella's going to watch that. 2-2 now. You can hear the cheers from all around us here. Ella watches that outside. Good eye there. Full count now. 3-2, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Ella will watch that, and she will get a base on balls to load him up for the top of the order. Cassidy Smith coming to the plate, the lefty. Ella on first, Audrey on second, Savannah on third, and Cassidy Smith comes up to the plate with bases juiced. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning, and we're going to have a visit on the mound by the Beresford Watchdogs head coach. I have a name here for you as well, if I can find my, if I can figure out my roster page. Beresford coach by Matt Toro. So he's going to have a conversation with Lorbeck, the pitcher on the mound out there. The rest of the infield comes around as well. This break in the action brought to us by a fantastic sponsor through the basketball season, through the volleyball season. They were the sponsors of the Health Source Halftime Show. A lot of fun conversations happen with that. Justin and Luke, thank you for being sponsors of everything we do here with Sioux Valley Athletics on Saul's Media. Another one we want to thank Precision Risk Management, David Squires and friends, ensuring your farm's future. Thank you to Precision Risk Management for being a sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Sauls Media broadcast. So Cassidy Smith steps into the batter's box, the lefty, with the bases loaded, 2 outs here in the second inning. That is inside, 1-0. Cassidy had a single in her first at-bat. Cassidy also 2 doubles in the semifinal matchup against Chester. Having a good day at the plate. Watches that outside. 2-0 now. Ahead in the count. Good opportunity here. Base hit, it probably score 2 if you can put it in the outfield somewhere. Cassidy Smith will send that foul over the Watchdogs dugout. 2-1 now. Cassidy, the first game of the day, she had a triple, a double, and a walk. So Cassidy Smith has had a great day at the plate so far. She's also scored a couple of runs today. Trying to add to that. And that'll be tapped foul, 2-2 now. Lervick throwing some good pitches today so far. 5 outs for the Sioux Valley Cossacks so far in this game, and all 5 of those outs have been via strikeout. There's a shot down the line, just foul. Slices just outside of that left field line. That would have brought all 3 of them in, as seems like all 3 Cossacks on the bases were moving as soon as that was, line drive recognized. Cassidy Smith steps back in now, still 2-2. Bases are still juiced with 2 outs here in the second inning. Cassidy Smith will make the count full. A little low on that, little outside. 3-2 now. Runners will be moving now. Full count with 2 outs. Bases loaded. Great opportunity for Sioux Valley here. And that'll walk one in. Cassidy Smith does a great job. And Sioux Valley's on the board. Swims on in. Audrey Morano over to third. Ella Jacobson to second. And Cassidy Smith does her job. Gets a walk and an RBI for her efforts. That'll bring up the 2-hitter in the lineup. This is Zoe Hemestead, our right fielder today. So we got some action in game number 2 today. She had a single, a triple, and a ground out, but she scored twice at the same time. So we had a great semifinal matchup today. Swings through strike 1. Bases still juiced for Sioux Valley. Still that opportunity, but they have come across for 1 on the scoreboard. Hemestead in the batter's box there. She will send that back to the backstop, and it's going to be an 0-2 count now for Hemestead. So we know, great opportunity here. Behind in the count, 0-2 though. Lorbeck gets her sign, fires. And that'll be sent right up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop. They throw it over second base to get the force. And that is going to end the top of the second. But Sioux Valley gets 1 across. Takes that 1-0 lead as we move to the bottom for the Watchdogs side of the second inning. For Hempstead, that is a fielder's choice to end the inning. And it was a 6-4 putout at second base. So Morgan Lemmy will be the third hitter in the first hitter of the third inning, hitter in the lineup. She'll be leading off the third inning portion. So before we get to that, Beresford coming to the plate now. Some other sponsors we can thank. Shorty's Hot Box Food Truck, another fantastic sponsor of everything we do here on Sauls Media. Big or small, Shorty's Hot Box can serve a group from their food truck, or they love attending festivals and fairs. Contact Kim for a customized quote. Amazing customer service with great food that serves super fast. Kim has big news coming for this summer, as she's going to start up something called Shorties, Burgers, and Brews. As far as I understand, she's going to be taking over the spot vacated by Boss's Pizza on the east side of Brookings, the hotel part there. Used to be the Starlight. I'm not sure what that hotel is called now. But where Boss's Pizza was, that's where she's going to take over. So she's very excited to get going on that. As soon as I have more details on Kim and her adventures, then I'll relay those to you as well. But Kim's very excited about that. Ready to get rolling with that Shorty's hot box food truck and now a standalone restaurant in town. Gonna be too high, 2-0 now. For the Watchdogs, this is their clean hitter. This is Capri Mullenix, designated player as well. She'll swing through that, 2-1. Schwab has had a good day pitching so far. Really took care of the Chester Flyers in the semifinal matchup. Now, still firing in the championship matchup. Gets strike 2 right there. Hot. Tapped foul. Keep the count at 2-2. And I know you can hear breeze going through the microphone. I've tried to put my hood up. I've tried to switch the microphone to the other side of my face. Nothing's working. It's just going to roll through there. Schwab gets a strikeout there, swinging. Still firing that pill. For Schwab, that's her second strikeout of the day, and that'll bring up the first baseman for the Watchdogs, Lily Seifert, number 22. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 there. Schwab, a lively arm, as she can bring some velocity with her pitches. Been dominant all season long. Just inside on that. 1-1. Mick, as her parents let me know that is kind of her nickname. Fiery out there as well. Such a competitor. That'll be a strike right down the middle, maybe the outside corner from my angle. It's not the best angle, but the bleachers are full of Watchdogs, so I try to stay away from as many. Set up here next to those bleachers. Going to be too high, 2-2. Schwab bringing the heat. Two. Be low and inside. We'll fill the count. 3-2 now. With one out here in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-0 lead for Sioux Valley. Inside, and that'll be a walk.
Number 14, Harley.
So Seifert gets a base on balls. That'll bring up the second baseman for the Watchdogs, number 14, Harley Koth. Koth, a pretty good volleyball player, pretty good basketball player at the same time for these Watchdogs. There's a strike by Schwab. Gets ahead of Koth, 0-1. Swings through strike 2, 0-2 now. Schwab bringing the smoke. Too low on that try, though. 1-2. Schwab gets her sign. Fires. Too high. 2-2 now. Can see Sixer out there. It does get frustrated with herself from time to time, but the ultimate competitor fires again. Now the throw down to second, and she just gets past that tag. So a straight steal by Seifert, but it's a strikeout at the plate. Koth becomes strikeout victim number 3 for Schwab, and that'll bring up the 7-hitter lineup. This is Kennedy Merrigan, the right fielder for the Watchdogs, but Seifert now rolled up to second base on that strikeout. Good block by Jacobson, keeping that ball in front of her. 1-0 the count now. Two outs here in the second. Just outside there, 2-0 now. Old Sixer, as you can hear that said once in a while out here. Swings through that, 2-1 now. Way too high there. That's going to allow Seifert to get over to third. 3-1 in the count. 3-1 to Merrigan. Seifert now on third. I'm just getting my scorebook updated here. 3-1 with 2 outs. Swings through that. Full count now. 3-2. Schwab could get out of this unscathed. With another good pitch here. Schwab fires and gets the strikeout. All 3 outs by strikeout in this inning, and that does it for the second. Still a 1-0 lead by Sioux Valley. Watchdogs, 1 walk, no hits. 1 left on and 3 strikeouts. That's a 4th strikeout for Schwab now in the first 2 innings. And that'll move us to the top of the third. Let me clear this out quick. If I didn't have to hit everything twice. It's a touchy little app here, man. Been telling the Sioux Valley faithful, you know, we didn't have any power for our soundboard, so I haven't had to call anything until right now when we finally get to a park that has an outlet behind me. Little extension cord, and I was down there.
Morgan, Levy.
Made my job a little bit easier today. But this app has been... the scoreboard app, it's been fighting me a little bit today. You know, I remember through the basketball season we had problems connecting to internet, and that almost hit Morgan Lemmy. She just got out of the way. 1-0. Morgan Lemmy, the 3rd batter in the lineup, 2nd baseman today. But Beresford not internet friendly during the basketball season. There's a good shot just wide of the right field line. So that foul ball will make it a 1-1 count here. So with the internet problems that Beresford can present, we are live. We are on YouTube. This is the Big East Conference Tournament Championship. Ball outside. But we are live. And we do have a soundboard because we finally have some power, which is fantastic. We're on the new part of this complex for the first 2 games today, and it's beautiful over there. The fields are nice. There's a big shot right up the middle, underneath the second baseman's glove. Lemmy gets on for a single and starts off third, but getting on base. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Amelia Jacobson, our catcher. Mia, as we call her. But I believe next year they'll have all those outlets. But it's just, you know, it's something year to year. It takes a little bit of money, a little bit of time and effort. You got to pay someone to do it. You got to do it right with electronics. So it was a money saver for this year, but they'll have power there next year, I would imagine. So it's been tough today. The iPad has worked, but just no power. That falls short of a truck over there. That foul ball. rolling into the parking lot. Kids are running after that. 1-1 count now for Mia. Lemmy on first base. There is a shot to right field. That is slicing, and that'll be caught by the right fielder. What a catch over there. Number 13 out there, that is Kennedy Merrigan that found a way to dive to her right and get that. So that'll be the first out. Morgan Lemmy, I believe, took off too quickly. And she'll be doubled up, I believe. Beresford appealed it. So I'm not sure what the call was. Morgan Lemmy is still sitting on second base. I think we have an appeal officially. The field umpire called her out for leaving first base too early on that catch in right field by Kennedy Merrigan. Umpires are now discussing it. See if one wants to overrule the other. Not likely. And held out. So doubled up. It was ruled that she left first base too early. Beresford went over to tag her out, and she's been called out. So the diving catch in right field by Kennedy Merrigan ends up in a double play. F9 for one. And Morgan Lemmy out at second base. This brings up McKinley Schwab, our pitcher of the day. Now down 0-1 in the count. Swings through strike two. Schwab's been battling at the plate today. Fielder's choice. A couple of pop-ups and a strikeout. Doesn't have a hit yet today. She's been a fantastic pitcher today, but not a hit yet. Watch that outside. So Sixer battling at the plate today. And that'll be just wide of left field line. So getting her timing down will keep the count at 1-2. Still battling. It's good to see, though. Sioux Valley's got a 1-0 lead here. Top of the third. These games are only 5 innings long. There's a big shot just wide of the left field line. Starting to get it. Good cut on that. So still 1-2. 2 outs on the Kennedy Merrigan diving catch from right field, and then the double up of Morgan Lemmy on second. That'll be outside. 2-2 now. Good eye by Kinley battling. Kinley battling. Whoever gets her sign, she'll fire. That is a pop-up. Left fielder's got a shot at that one in foul territory, but it goes off her glove and into the fence. New life for McKinley Schwab. Still a 2-2 count. The fielder for the Watchdogs, that is Tavin Valder. She had a play on it, had it in the glove, and it came out. So McKinley gets another chance here. 2-2, 2 outs here in the third. Sixer will watch that go high. Full count now. There is a foul ball into the backstop. McKinley battling. Still a full count, 3-2. That breeze, there's nothing I can do about it. The wind is kind of swirling through here. Schwab will walk that, or watch that. She will earn the base on balls. Good job by. So with 2 outs, Schwab's on first base. That'll bring Savannah Guthmiller to the plate, and we're going to have another visit by the Beresford head coach. Just had his name. This is Matt Storrow. Still having a conversation with his pitchers and infielder out there. We do have a girl coming from the dugout, so we might have a new pitcher here now. It does look like it. So we're going to have a new pitcher right now. Number 8 coming out there. This is the 8th grader. So she will get a couple of warm-ups here before Savannah Guthmiller steps into the batter's box. Savannah on her day. First game today against Howard. She did have a single and scored 1 for 3 in that matchup. And then the good win over Chester in the semifinals. She had a single and a walk, scored a run. Big day for Savannah Guthmiller, as she already has a hit and has scored here. She's the lone run. She did her job by getting a single up the middle. I believe that rolled just past the second baseman into center field. And with the bases loaded, it was a walk by Cassidy Smith, and that's the lone RBI that we have today, the lone run scored. So now with a new pitcher, this is Brindley Moaning. She'll come in with 2 outs here in the 3rd. Savannah Guthmiller, Vanna, steps into the batter's box. McKinley Schwab's at first. I'm just guessing, but I would look for Schwab to be stealing second here. There is a big hit, pop up. Third base line, and the third baseman's going to get under that. One pitch for Vanna, and it is a pop-up to end it. So we'll move to the bottom of the 3rd. Still a 1-0 lead for Sioux Valley. We're going to thank Tropical Smoothie Cafe for being a fantastic sponsor through the volleyball, softball as well. Through volleyball and basketball, they were sponsors of the Player of the Game. So those players of the game got a gift certificate for a free smoothie from Tropical Smoothie Cafe right on 6th Street in Brookings. Thank you, Ann, for being a fantastic friend of mine and sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Sauls Media broadcast. That was a lot of fun. We'll do that again next year. The girls absolutely love that. I mean, the fellas did too, but I heard a lot more feedback from the girls that love those smoothies out there. So thank you, Tropical Smoothie and Ann, for being a sponsor of everything we do here. We'll get through the rest of the sponsors as we roll through this, but we're going to move to the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Watchdogs. They get to the bottom of their lineup now. The 8 hitter is Ashlyn Olson, who just had the catch at third base right there. She'll be first up for the Watchdogs as they start their 3rd inning. Gailey Schwab still on the rubber. A bunt attempt, pops straight up, and that'll be Jacobson with a nice catch there. Heads up play by the catcher, and that is an F2 for the first out here in the 3rd inning. That'll bring up the 9th hitter in the lineup. This is the Watchdogs catcher, Harper Olson. 1 pitch, 1 out for Schwab. As that bunt attempt went straight up in the air, Amelia Jacobson just ran underneath it. 1-0 now to Harper Olson. Here's a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Schwab still showing that good velocity that she can throw with. just outside, 2-1. Mick will fire it. That's too high there. 3-1. And that'll be outside, so ball 4. So Olsen, and the 9th hitter reaches on a base on balls. That'll bring up the top of the order for the Watchdogs. This is Reese Olsen, the center fielder. She had a double in the first inning and then got caught in a pickle as she was third base. It was a bunt that was successful, but it went straight to McKinley Schwab in front of the rubber. She put Olsen into a pickle. They tagged her out as she was trying to get back to third and turned that into a double play as they got the runner trying to get to second base as well. Strike 1 to Olsen. Schwab will fire that. Strike 2 now. Ahead of Olsen, 0-2. One looking, one swinging. Harper Olsen on first. Reese Olsen, the leadoff hitter for the Watchdogs. Swings through that. Another strikeout for McKinley Schwab. 2 outs now. That'll bring up second hitter for the Watchdogs, Tedden Boulder. 2-hitter in their lineup. That is fouled underneath the truck over there in the parking lot. Parking lot's pretty close. My car's over there too, but it's farther down the first base line, so hopefully no one slices one in there. That is straight up the middle. That's going to be Guthmiller. It has problems getting a handle on that, so first, safe at first, safe at second. Just kind of popped out of her glove when she got her glove on it. Gets to first. Harper Olsen moves to second on that, so 2 Watchdogs on base as the 3-hitter in the lineup comes up for them. This is Keely Merrigan, the shortstop. Let me catch up on my scoreboard here. Still a 1-0 lead here. But the Watchdogs now threatening here in the 3rd inning. Schwab will fire that. That's popped up first base line. And that'll be caught by Cassidy Smith, and that ends the rally. The old F3. And that sends the Watchdogs back out to the field. So we're through 3 for the Watchdogs. 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 girls double. Cassidy's had a great day at the plate. Another opportunity here. Fouled straight back again. 1-2. 1-2 with 2 outs, and Ella Jacobson standing on first. Cassidy Smith, the lefty. Watch that as it bounces in the other batter's box. 2-2 now. Good eye by Smith. Ooh, swings through that one. Probably not the greatest pitch, but she offered at it, and it'll be swing and a miss for the 3rd out of the 4th inning. No hits, 1 walk, 1 left on for Sioux Valley, and we will move to the bottom of the 4th. The Watchdog side of things, it's still a 1-0 lead by Sioux Valley. See if we can't hold on to that. Other sponsors we're going to thank here, Man Cave Barbershop, fantastic barbershop on Southwood Dairy in Brookings, right across from the high school, and Bob Sheldon Field for that matter. Alicia and friends will take care of you. They are the unofficial SDSU football team haircutters. Great spot. They do my haircuts all the time. I think the rest of these we've gone through. A couple of newbies for the softball season that we added. Midland Contracting, a fantastic construction business right in Volga. Always a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics. They sponsor just about everything, and now they're doing this to help out Saul's media broadcasts with the softball team. We'll bring them back in for the rest of the season in the fall. We'll bring it back to football and volleyball. Also want to send a shout out to Jim Schultz with Great Plains Ear and Hearing. He is my mother's hearing aid guy. So when she has a problem with a hearing aid, she goes to Jim Schultz right in downtown Brookings. He's right across the street from Robin Jensen and the Ameriprise office that she has. Jim's a good dude. That's a fun conversation. Big sports fans, big golf fan and player for that matter. Just a great dude, man. A fun conversation all the time. So thank you to Great Plains Ear and Hearing for being a sponsor of Sioux Valley Softball. We'll bring him in. We'll add him to the mix for the fall when football and volleyball roll back around. Just outside, 1-1 now. Schwab still firing that pill for the Watchdogs. This is the cleanup hitter. This is Capri Mullenix. She had a strikeout in her first at bat. That is too high, 2-1. So Schwab battling. 2-1 now to Mullenix. Swings through that, 2-2. Good pitch right there. McKinley showing that velocity. Right there as well, just a little bit low, maybe a little outside at the same time. That'll fill the count. McKinley, a pretty good competitor. She doesn't get angry with others. She gets angry with herself. That is fouled straight back. I'll keep it 3-2. Sixer probably bringing the gas here. There it is. That is popped up. Guthmiller running underneath that. The shortstop with a nice play right behind second base as Savannah Guthmiller ranges that down. That'll be the first out of the fourth inning. That'll bring up the first baseman for the Watchdogs, Lily Seifert. Tay filling our speakers through the downtime so far. Big strike there. Catch up on my scoreboard here. See, Tay distracted me. Didn't even get to my scoreboard. There's strike two. Schwab bringing the smoke, bringing the gas, bringing the fire, whichever way you want to say it. Firing that pill. 3 big pitches in a row and gets the strikeout for out number 2 here in the fourth inning. Big strikeout there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts now for Sixer McKinley Schwab. Too high on that try. 1-0. So these games today, they're all scheduled for 5 innings. It's the bottom of the fourth. Sioux Valley hanging on to a 1-0 lead so far. Now down 2-0 to Harley Koth, second baseman for the Watchdogs. It is too low, maybe inside. 3-0 now to Koth. Big strike there, 3-1. Swings through that, strike 2 now. So after falling behind 3-0, McKinley Schwab has fought back to a full count, 3-2 here with 2 outs. Can get out of this fourth inning unscathed with a nice pitch here. And that is going to hit Koth right in the foot. Kind of lost a grip on that softball there. So Koth is going to reach on a hit by pitch. that will bring the 7th hitter of the lineup for the Watchdogs to the plate. This Kennedy Merrigan. A couple innings ago, she had a nice diving catch out in right field out there. More of a diving, sliding type of catch, and it turned out to be a double play as they tagged Morgan Lemmy for leaving too early from first base on the catch. But it was Kennedy Merrigan that started that. Now she's ahead in the count, 1-0. There's a strike in the outside corner, 1-1 now. Sixer, still bringing it. Fouled straight back. In the backstop, 1-2 now. Sixer, Mick can get out of this now. 1-2 count to Kennedy Merrigan. That is going to be tapped foul down that first base line. It hits the sidewalk and rolls into the cars there, so it keeps the count at 1-2. McKinley battling here. Fires it in there, and a strikeout looking. Kinley Schwab does her job again, and we're through 4. Her 7th strikeout of the day. And that'll send us to the top of the 5th. One last sponsor we get to thank, and we could run through all these again, but sponsors of our player of the game through the rest of our softball season, Jimmy John's, right on 6th Street in Brookings. Thank you to Aaron, a good friend of mine, and the manager of the Jimmy John's, right on 6th Street in Brookings. She is a big fan of what we're doing here with Saul's Media, and had no problem being a part of Sioux Valley Athletics, Sioux Valley Softball, as she's a former softball player herself. So thank you to Jimmy John's right in Brookings, being a sponsor of Sioux Valley Softball, and the rest of our sports we've been doing with the Sioux Valley Athletics. We'll do that again next year. I'm trying to make them a bigger part, but they're going to be the sponsor of the player of the game for the rest of the softball season. That player of the game is going to get a $10 gift certificate to Jimmy John's for their efforts. I told Aaron before we got to this tournament that we would just make it like a MVP of the day of all 3 games. And we'll discuss that once this game is over of how we're going to do that. There is a base hit to left field. Good start in the 5th inning. That's Zoe Hemestead with another hit today. Another single for Hemestead, as she's got 1 hit now in this game. Fielder's choice as well, but she had a single and a triple in the game against Chester, scored twice as well, and now she starts up the 5th inning with a base hit to left field. That'll bring the 3rd hitter in the lineup, Morgan Lemmy, to the plate. Brinley Moaning still pitching for the Watchdogs. There's a bunt attempt, fanned at, and a throw down to first, and it is Hemestead diving back in there safely. So the bunt attempt not pulled back, so that'll be a miss, and it'll be strike 1 to Morgan Lemmy. Shot right up the middle. That is bobbled and safe. But, oh no. No slide on that, so Hemestead kind of stumbles over second base as the shortstop is stumbling to get back to the softball. And since she overran second base, they tagged her out on the other side. So officially, that is a 6 unassisted. And for Morgan Lemmy, it is a fielder's choice. But 1 out now here in the top of the 5th. Lemmy's on first base. And this will bring up the cleanup hitter, Amelia Jacobson Mia. She has been our catcher all day. No. Yeah. Yeah, that's Amelia. Yep. I lost my spot. 0-1 now. To Mia. It'll be into the front of that Toyota Tundra. 0-2 now. fouled right into the parking lot, bounced right off the front of that truck. Toyota Tundra now has a probably yellow spot on it from the yellow softballs we're using, the neon balls. Mia battling. That'll be outside, 1 and 2 now. Morgan Lemmy on first. Mia, our catcher, in the box. Down 1 and 2. Morning with a changeup and gets Mia out in front of that, so that'll be a strikeout. Is out number 2 of the top of the 5th. Morgan Lemmy still on first, and that'll bring the Spitfire to the batter's box. This is McKinley Schwab, who has been battling at the plate all day. Another opportunity for it here. So Mick, sixer, McKinley Schwab will look at ball 1. That is popped straight back over the fence and foul. Out of play. 1-1 now. Sorry. Playing with the microphone part of my headset here. It's going to bounce to home plate. That will allow Lemmy to move up to second base. And make it a 2-1 count to McKinley Schwab. There's a shot. Right underneath the shortstop's glove, and that means Lemmy's going to come around. McKinley Schwab with a straight shot to shortstop underneath the glove, and it's going to count for another run. A big insurance run for Sioux Valley. And that'll make it 2-0 here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. That'll bring the senior, one of the seniors, to batter's box now. Savannah Guthmiller. Vanna. 2 outs. Another changeup that is too low. The throw to first. Schwab dives back in. Schwab safe at first. Guthmiller now ahead in the count, 1-0. Watches ball 2. Vanna with a single and scored the first run for the Cossacks in the 2nd inning. Then had the pop up to the third baseman in foul territory. So 1 for 2 on her day in the championship game here. That is too high. 3-0 to Guthmiller. Vanna with a good opportunity here. (3-0) now. Savannah will watch that and draw a base on balls. 2 girls on now. As Audrey Morano will come to the plate. Schwab moves to second. Savannah's now on first, the base on balls. And Audrey Morano, 1 for 2 on her day with a single. Another meeting on the mound between the watchdog infielders now. No coach out there this time, but a little conversation out there. 2 girls on with 2 outs. Morano can get a hit here and add to the fun. Brinley Moaning will step onto the rubber. Gets her sign. Fires into Morano. That is strike 1. Two Cossacks on the bags, first and second. McKinley on second. Savannah on first. Morano will look at strike 2. 0-2 now to Aubrey. Audrey, sorry, Audrey. I'll be outside there, 1-2 now. Good eye. Morano readies herself in the box. Here's the pitch. And swings a little bit too early. Gets away from the catcher, but first base was occupied. But with 2 girls on, that's legal. So it's a strikeout officially, but Morano does it again today. The catcher can't hold on to strike 3, so she races down to first and is safe. So the bases are loaded now with 2 outs. And that'll bring Abby Axtell to the plate. The Axe. Great opportunity here, now down 0-1. That's what, the 3rd or 4th time I've seen that today, where our Sioux Valley Cossacks on a strikeout, the catcher can't hold on to it, still race down to first and get on base. So it's a strikeout, but not an out. Axe pops it up. That's just past second base. The second baseman getting underneath it, and it almost came out of that glove, but that's going to end it, and it is a 2-0 lead by Sioux Valley as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Trying to hold off the Watchdogs and claim the Big East Conference Tournament Championship. 3 outs away now. For the Watchdogs, they will have the 8-hitter, 9-hitter, and top of the order coming to the plate. Ashlyn Olson, the 3rd baseman, she's first up. Harper Olson, the catcher. She's the 9-hitter in the lineup, and then it goes to Reese Olson, the top of the order there. So, McKinley Schwab now strolling out back to the pitcher's mound, readying herself for a 5th inning. Tournament play, we only play 5 innings unless you have to go to extras, but it's 5 innings that are scheduled. McKinley Schwab fires that warm-up pitch into the backstop. She's ready to roll. So McKinley Schwab getting her face mask on. Rest of the infielders ready. Cossack Crazy's making some noise to my right. First pitch fired in there, but just a bit wide. 1-0 to Ashlyn Olson, the 3rd baseman for the Watchdogs. Too high on that as well. Good stop by Jacobson to keep that. Not that there's any runners on there, but just good practice to be stopping the wild ones. It's a 2-0 lead for Sioux Valley. Going to close this out. Schwab now down